Hello, folks. Phil Duggan, N1EP. See, in Millbridge, Maine, in Washington County, with another Mainely Ham Radio video and podcast sponsored by the Maine Ham Radio Society. Well, we say this is a Mainly Ham Radio video. We don't always have to be talking about transmitters and other ham radio items. We can talk about other radio communications. And as for instance, I started out when I was a kid as a shortwave listener, and that's what got me interested in radio communications. And I eventually got my ham radio license. And a lot of people started that way. So I invite you to listen to my guest, Lauren Fields, N1UMF, November 1 uniform Mike Fox, as he talks about his happy place, which is in his well-equipped vehicle while he's doing forensic scanning. But first, I'd like to invite you to leave some comments at the end of this video when you're done. And one thing I've found out that I'm still technically challenged with YouTube, and we've been talking about doing a drawing of subscribers, and so one of them would win this personalized coffee mug with our logo, the Maine Ham Radio Society logo on one side, and their call sign or their name on the other side. And but I found that I can't view all of my subscribers because they're private and you can't get to them. So I'm asking you to leave comments after this video, and one of these commenters or subscribers we'll take a list from that and we'll do the drawing, and we'll do that on June 11. So make sure you leave your comment soon, and on June 11 I'll look through the list and we'll make a drawing, and we'll announce it on the following video. So with that, here is Lauren. I hope you enjoy the video. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that thumbs up like button. And again, comment on the end. Thank you. Okay. I'm here with Lauren Fields, N1UMF. And Lauren's going to tell us about forensic scanning as it relates to amateur radio. And I don't know, Lauren, to me, it sounds like something like CSI. So tell us all about it.
Well, I have a very patient wife who just doesn't want to ride with me because I have all the radios. I think I might have sent you offline, Phil, some pictures of my extensive communication setup. I started off back in the 90s, always had a set of handheld 14-channel walkie-talkies. Parents got me, and that kickstarted everything. You know, when I was pursuing this thing, I loved it so much. I wanted to get into law enforcement scanning and hearing what's going on. I was a call guy. That doesn't sound very good, a call guy, but a fireman call guy on my local fire department in Albion. And so the first Plectron series was there. They fascinated me. So fast forward, I went to college and played with Army radios during some Army time I did. I said, I love, well, this is really cool. The PRC 77s, you know, the VHF low band stuff. Love that. And I got my first job and met my primary Elmer. That's a name I don't think probably people use the term, but Elmer, for those who don't know, is somebody like Phil who is very gracious to new people and helps them along and like a mentor in ham radio. And Bo, N1REX, Rick Beausoleil, was federal fire chief at Togus. When I first met him, I had his daughter in school. I'm a music teacher, band director. And summer was fantastic. And Bo took me under his wing, and I saw his ham shack when he lived on Togus. And I was like, this is really cool. And he just got me into it. And I got my ticket at the Lewis and Ham Fest a long time ago. And I think in 95 or before that, I lose track of time. And the rest is history. I love the hobby. It's outstanding. So, and then I started getting into scanning and listening around that. And I started kind of moving off the FM, the techno code stuff off the repeaters, which I still monitor some, into public safety. And now with the advent of P25, I find all kinds of great stuff out there. And if the feds don't want you to hear it, they'll encrypt it. And it's all legal. In this state, we can have it in my car. I went to Yankee Communications in Benton on Benton Neck Road, and they did a professional grade install, including a splitter to put one antenna on my roof off into 4 scanners, and enhancers and a notch filter in there. It's incredible. I did some deep research for this. I have a horn out package in my car that I can listen to my scanners outside. I have, of course, 2 dual band radios on the dash. I have both Kenwood Victor 7 Alpha, the old blue ones. They're really nice dual band. I have a Delta 710 Delta American version, which I love very much. And I still, check into nets once in a while. And I tell you, it's a fantastic hobby. And people don't realize once the cell phone towers get turned off, and that does happen, that could happen. Our hobby, Phil, is the one that will keep stuff going. And when the towers go down, chances are amateur radio will be the venue that people fall back on. And that's been proven time and time again, as you know, Phil, better than most people.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Out, Phil, to Dave, KQ1L, the godfather of the repeater system. And we all love and revere Dave because he's awesome. Dave lives in Augusta with me, and now I have one DMR radio that, and Dave's been very good about that. So I appreciate men like you, Phil, who are willing to help out folks like me and bring us into the fold. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well, tell us about forensic scanning. When I think of forensic, I think of criminal or investigative. What do you mean by forensic scanning?
Some people do genealogy and they go right down deep in the family tree.
Yeah.
I'll go to an area, and I know most of the frequencies in the area anyway, just to hear what I can hear. For example, FCC has a database. We all know this, where we get renew our licenses and whatnot. And I go on there, and if I hear a frequency I'm not sure about, I'll research what it is, and I'll do a GPS, get the grid coordinates off it. The thing is, what PL tone do they use? Now, for many, many years, 155.190 was Augusta PD's prime with a 162.2 PL tone. They changed that to P25, and now it's a splitter frequency, 153.6326235, whatever, and NAC code 770. And that's not the whole thing, the digital stuff. State police have gone to the MS ComNet, and they have the P25 system, which is incredible. They did a really good build out on that. And you might remember back, Phil, Motorola tried to sell an 800 megahertz bill of goods to the state. I won't name any names in that, but names you would know. Thank God that went away. But the VHF system is very robust. And in conjunction with that, they've done the region net frequencies, which retrans a lot of that stuff. And that's public available. So I go in there, I'm going to a place down on the coast tonight to do a rehearsal. And I'll have this computer I'm on now using Win 500 logging program with my, I only do Radio Shack scanners. I'll scan different bandwidths to see what the Acadia National Park is doing, what the local guys are doing down there. And it's just a fun way, just an eclectic hobby that allows me, and I'll go through all this data that's records it in a .csv file that I export into an Excel spreadsheet and pull down and cull through to see if there are any tones I don't know about. And any agencies have it, and we know what PL tones are, of course, and DPLs. And now with NAC codes, so it's lots of fun. So I go in my car, my happy man cave on 4 wheels, and drive places and relax. Or I'm an active musician, and I go wherever I go. Those radios are on, Phil, and I listen to everything. It's really cool.
So not just ham radio, but public safety or anything else that's out there.
Extensively.
So, and you don't even need a ham radio to do the license to do that. Just if you're just scanning.
Right. Yes, exactly right. And I would encourage everybody, just for when, you can get all conspiracy if you want to, but the fact remains, we've relied on technology too much in computers. And our hobby, Phil, as you know better than most, has always been there as a backbone to help people. Yes, fun, we rag and stuff like that, the fancy term for yakking. We do nets and just a test, but it's great. And it's self-sufficiency. You're really dialed in, Phil. But I've had people, others wouldn't realize this. Many people have said to me, hey, I don't trust the cell phones to work. They're going to say, what do you do? What do you do? I say, get your ham radio, get your license, get your ticket, get your no code. Okay, get the license and get on the air and become involved. And that way you want to be a, wait for it, prepper, or you have prepper tendencies, ham radio is perfect for that.
Yep, that's for sure. Okay, very good. My dog is outside whining, wanting to come in, so I gotta go let her in.
Okay.
Is there anything else you got for us, Lauren?
Yeah, thanks for doing this, Phil. This is great. Now, listen, folks, get me online. Look for me on Facebook, facebook.com/Hornsmoke. My French horn smokes when I play it, not me. But I recommend Radio Shack scanners and get me offline. I'll give you the right. You can get it at the Walmart for the best price. But get your ham radio ticket. It's fantastic. Phil, thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you, Lauren. I appreciate you coming and talking
It's all
with us today.
God bless you.
Catch you later.